Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes. She go. They go. We go. Okay. Okay. They like ooh la la. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. POPAVIST. POPAVIST TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then please come on in. Over here, we deal with entertainment, sports, hip-hop, interviews, Popavisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you diddy to the left and hit stage left, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and smash that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Yeah, you get alerted when I upload the videos like this. And if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, thank you. But you know how we do. You know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game. And we in the end game because Antonio Brown is like one of the few people that has thrown or blown the bag a few times. And it's like, what? Like, huh? Where they do that at? And I'm being funny, but I'm absolutely not being funny. And when I'm references is obviously when he was on Oakland, and all he had to do, I think, was stay silent or not do what he did for a few more days, and he would have got that check. But instead, he was on social media, running through his house and on the phone with, the former coach of the Raiders, and ended up going to New England. And, we already know the sexual harassment case came out. I don't even know what came out about that. I guess he settled. Then Tom Brady took him under the wing, took him under the wing, brought him in, let him share his home. And then he won the bling blah. Like, business was booming. Got that chip last year. He was a big part of it. Big part of the offense this year. Until he, lied about being vaxxed and vaxxing it up. And, if you're on social media, obviously, unless you're not even on social media, you under a rock. And, you see him all over the world and shit, hanging on an airplane and, just all over with it. And, a lot of people are saying he's a clown, and some people are saying, we should, like Tom Brady, we should give him the help or, try to get him the help that he thinks he needs. And whether he need help or not, that's not up for me to say. It's possible he need help, and only in the sense of, again, you blowing the bag. Like, football contracts ain't guaranteed. You get a certain amount of money and then that's it. That's why they can chop and you out of here. Like, do you ever think about when you out of here, your record deal and, video and Range Rover and all that shit out of here? And when you go to his gram, I follow AB. He don't really seem bothered or worried at all. It's like, yeah, I'm good, huh? Posting up posters and pretty much just like, business is booming and, I made a difference and football is something we do, not who we are. And I agree, why it's here and it's hitting for what it's hitting for, then it's hitting for what it's hitting for. You are known as, AB and business is booming, one of the best wide receivers, of all time. He probably will go down. Some people was like, you can't touch Jerry Rice. And who can, right? Like, who can touch Jerry Rice? But he's definitely one of the greats, and he proved that already. Will he get another job? Because Bruce Arians is saying, he's no longer a Buck, and he's not with the team no more. But they didn't release him yet. He's still part of the team. Maybe in the back office, you know what I mean? Brady is like, listen, we kind of depleted at this position, and I'm trying to win that bling blow. We need to keep him on the team. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be cut, and I don't think nobody else going to pick him up. And it might be quiet for him unless he pull a rabbit out the hat. But you know what it is. Week 17 is in the books. That was yesterday. We had a great day yesterday. Although out of the locks, not the locks from Yonkers, the locks that get us the winner chicken dinners. We went 2 out of 5. So to me, that's bad because those are the games that I identified that I'm going to bet my money on because that's my money, son, right? Like, that's my money. And we went 2 out of 5, bringing our grand total for the last 9 weeks, 45 games. We 30-15. Still 15 games above, you know what I mean, 500. And we doing well. And yesterday, even though we had some bad locks, the other picks that we had, we went 10 out of 15. And if Pittsburgh win tonight, let's just check real quick. If Pittsburgh win tonight, which they up 19-7, 251 left, I'm going to win some more money. I'm going to win the pool. I got 11. I'm sitting at 11 wins with Pittsburgh. That put me at 12. And there's 4 other people in the back of me. They got 10 wins, but they got Cleveland. So if Cleveland was to win and they're not going to win, then we'll go to the tiebreaker. Whoever's in the football pool, y'all know y'all got to go to the points and all that. But let's get right to it. Let's not waste no more time. My opinion on Antonio Brown is, although he is a hell of a fucking player, I don't think he's going to be in the NFL no more. If he is, it's going to be with the Tampa Bay Bucks because it'll be Tom Brady like, listen, we need him for this last run. After that, then we can wash our hands. Other than that, if they release him, I don't think no other team is going to pick him up, number one, for the players. I don't even know if that's possible. And then next year, after you see something like that, with him running off the field, taking his shirt off, chucking up the deuces, I don't know. I've never seen nothing like that before. Maybe it is CTE. That's what some people were saying. Well, let's get right to it. Like I said, I went 10 out of 15 games yesterday. And one of the ones we had, actually had, I think it was 14.5. Yeah, when I had him, it's 14.5. So this Buffalo is wrong. Buffalo, they looking like they ready for the playoffs. You know what I mean? They beat Atlanta. At first, it was looking a little close. Like, you know what I mean? Like Atlanta was hanging around. Matty Ice even dove into the end zone, scored a touchdown. Looked like he said something to the player, to the defender, and then they called taunting or whatever. Took the touchdown off the board, and then all of a sudden it was down. You know what I mean? 14. I had minus 14.5 right here. This CBS app is saying 14. So that's a loss for us. Then with the next game, we had the Giants at Chicago. We had Chicago. It was Matt Nagy, Joe Judge, and then Joe Judge coming out saying, this not no clown show, and, we ain't throwing punches and fighting each other like the Washington Redskins. That's what he was alluding to. But the Giants is trash. 10 yards of passing offense. Now, I get it. It's Mike Glennon, and he's L. Dirtington, but come on, bro. You're going to win 4 games. Like, the Giants been trash. And even when Eli was there, even though we got the 2 bling blasts, I'm going to put respect on Eli's name. I think we had like 3 seasons where we started out 1-6, 0-5 out the gate. Trash. NFC East, least trash. Shout out to my cousin Buddy. He like, yo, the Giants is trash. I'm like, nah, they super trash. So we had Chicago, right? That was a no-brainer. Should have made that a lot. Next game. This was the game right here. This was the game that got us some of them chicken dinners. I had 5 tickets, and I'm going to be putting some of them up. You know what I mean? 5 tickets yesterday. Clinked them. It wasn't a record like a couple of weeks ago when I went 5 for 5 out of the locks. But we still had a nice first Sunday fun day of the year. Yeah, kid. This game right here was a shootout, and I had Cincinnati game and over, and I had Arizona game and under. Yeah, nice 4-pick. $100. This one here was looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. And that's because Patrick Mahomes, a.k.a. PM, a.k.a. Night, they was up 14 before you even got popcorn. It was like, oh, shit, these niggas is up 14-7, 21-7. And I knew that Burrow and them had a great chance of coming back because even though they kept going up 14, they would come back and score. So it was only a matter of time. Like if they can just stop them, then score. And then once it was 24-28, I'm like, nah, they got a good chance. Then yeah, Joe Burrow and them at the end of the game. Let's talk about that real quick with the going forward on 4th down. I understand they was trying to run the clock out, then kick the field goal. That's what I thought they was going to do. Then kick the field goal and then play defense with the least amount of time left on the clock. Obviously, you are standing on the other side of the field from that bad man. Not Aaron Rodgers, who he had as well, but Patrick Mahomes. And then you lose by 4 and cover the spread because the spread was 3.5. And it's rigged. let's keep it a buck. It's not no rocket science. At least that's the assumptions I look at sports at. I could be totally wrong, but so far, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like flag come out late. Now we got a fresh set of downs. Then we just do what we do. And then they end up kicking the field goal with no time left. And yeah, Joe Burrow and them, they in the playoffs. They won the division. It's going to be real interesting to see who they match up with in the first round. And the AFC is wide open. You know what I mean? Like wide open, in my opinion. Excuse me. Let's get to this next game, which we had right as well. The Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders was getting 8.5. It was no way in hell I was taking Carson Wentz. Didn't even know if he was going to play. He ended up playing, but still, I told y'all, John Madden, 85, rest in peace. He is the NFL. He was the coach of the Raiders, won the Super Bowl. Then he obviously went to the booth. Then obviously he jumped on your John Madden football game. You know what I mean? And I was saying, damn, 8.5, John Madden died? I'm taking the Raiders. Now, I ain't going to lie. I didn't think that the Raiders would win the game straight up, so I'm not going to lie. But they won straight up. And now, to my knowledge, if they beat the Chargers next week, week 18, they're going to be in the motherfucking playoffs. Playoffs? You kidding me? Don't talk to me about playoffs. I just hope we can win a game and another game. And I think they're going to win next week. Yeah, I think they're going to win and get in the playoffs and honor John Madden. Next game, you know what I mean? New England, we had this one. New England, this was a blowout. Like it was a 50 burger, like 50 piece on your head. Like, you know, when the chicks be scratching their head because that weave is stinking and it's tight and dirty. It's been in their head for a while. So they always doing this shit. Yeah, New England was like balling like I played for New England, spinning a stack every minute. And it wasn't even a question. The spread was 17 and it's like, But I said Jacksonville got blown out like 3 or 4 times and New England blew out some teams like 3 or 4 times. So it just kind of lined up and they handled their business. On the other hand, the Antonio Brown game, because that's all people been talking about. Tom Brady back at the Meadowlands. Who's your daddy? He owned the Jets. And, you know, the players don't really give a fuck about the spreads. That's another thing. Like, they just want the W. They just want that West Side. And they end up coming back in dramatic fashion because I was just sitting there. I had Tampa Bay as a lock. So that's one of the locks that was wrong. And I was saying, but soon, the first score of the Jets, I'm like, okay, they going to come out the gate. It's going to be game and over. And it did go over by 1 point. Vegas is a motherfucker. Vegas be on that bat line. Believe it. Believe what you want. But they can't mastermind all this shit. Every single sport, every single game, every single quarter, even to the players. This shit is mind-boggling. That's why it's rigged. And I'm saying, damn. Then they down 7. Then they down. I was just looking like Brady. Then Antonio Brown had his episode, went out the game. But, you know, like true fashion, like the script reads, Tom Brady come back. You know what I mean? Oh, Jets went forward on 4th and goal, trying to get the score. They didn't get the score. And now Tom Brady drove all the way down the field. And they won 28 to 24. So not really super surprised. I'm just surprised they didn't cover the spread because we had that as a lock. Next game. You see the hat. Yeah, I was going to wear the hat yesterday, but I'm like, nah. We're going to wear that Arizona hat and we soon come. Blackface, what's up? Shout out to my nigga Blackface. Yeah, I'll take that 50 in all singles. I'm just playing. Tennessee, Miami. I mean, we had this as a lock. This is one of the locks that got us the chicken dinners, and Arizona was the two that I got right. Had them on the 2-pick. That ticket right there, yeah, 2-pick, 370. Yeah, kid. And I'm saying, all right, Miami, they beat the Saints, you know, with Ian Book. They beat bum teams, the Jets twice, and whoever else they beat. 7-game win streak after a 7-game losing streak. All right, hat goes off to you. I commend you. But you wasn't coming up in there in Tennessee, not with the division on the line, not with the #1 seed, possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of on the line. You wasn't coming through like that. And, yeah, shouts to my Uncle Jay, too. Go look at the welcome video. He's the reason why I kind of hated sports. Then on a spin back, as I got a little older, I started liking sports. So he had Baltimore, Carolina. No, he had Baltimore, Arizona. Somebody else that won. But he had Miami, and I was like, I didn't like Miami. So he lost. He's a loser. Tennessee for the win. It was easy. Next game, Jalen Hurts. Like I said, I'm not really believing the hype like that. I don't want it to seem like it's hate on Jalen Hurts. I think he's a fine young man. That shit that happened at the end of the game was crazy, though. It's like death be around the corner. If he was walking a little more closer to the fans, who knows how that injury could have happened with that the barricade or whatever falling down. And as soon as when I seen it, it reminded me of one of the videos, you know, one of the cringy videos. You know, I'm a cringy type of nigga when it comes to like death care. I don't really like seeing it, even though I've seen some shit in my lifetime. But it's the shit in the mall where all those people fell down to their death. Man, you know, may the Most High have mercy. But when it came down, you know what I mean? And he didn't get rattled. He looked and started taking pictures and was hugging the people and all that. But anyway, Washington football team, they are who we thought they were, but we didn't think they was going to lose by that 6, and we had them. You know what I mean? We had them with the 6, so we had that one right as well. Philly, they're in the playoffs, and yeah, we're going to see if they can keep the run game going. Next game, Baltimore at home getting 7 from the Rams. Matt Stafford, obviously, OBJ, you know what I mean, former New York Giant. They squeaked it out. You know what I mean? In Baltimore, they just keep losing and losing and losing and losing, and they're not making the playoffs. Lamar Jackson's status up for next week is up in the air, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Should have made that a lock, but we didn't. This was one of the locks, and that was Denver. I'm like, you know, what's his name? Rest in peace now. Dan Reeves. You know what I mean? Super Bowl winning coach and player for the Broncos or whatever. He passed 77, you know what I mean? Condolences to his family, and may he rest in peace. May the Most High have mercy. But Denver was a blowout. I knew Teddy Bridgewater wasn't playing. I still was like, lock. He played for them. He know the system. Woo, woo, woo. We was wrong, and that was a bad pick. So it ain't really nothing to get into that. Denver is trash. You know what I mean? And Chargers, y'all in trouble now. You're going to have to play the Raiders. Matter of fact, where's that game at? Let me just check real quick. Where they playing at? They playing at the Raiders. It's quiet. That black hole going to be crazy next Sunday. Next game, shout out to my guy, Dre. He was like, don't bet on San Fran, but I did. Like I said, I hit 5 tickets. Had a 7-pick, $25. Nice. Arizona money line, Cincinnati money line, Washington, San Fran. Yeah, we had a good day yesterday, like I said. And at first, it was like San Fran, is they going to win? Trey Young or whatever his name is like, all right, is you going to show and prove or what? Like, the spot is yours for the taking. Or you going to let Jimmy G hold it down. And Jimmy G didn't play. He got the ligament. He might not play this last week. Nonetheless, they pulled it out for me. But at first, it was, before they kicked the field goal, it was only up 13. The spread was 13.5. I'm sitting there mad as a fuck. Because I'm like, I could use this, you know what I mean? Couple of bandos, like, for my niggas in the bando. Whoa, like, you know what I mean? And finally, they kicked the field goal because I think Trey Lance, he scored a touchdown, but then they brought it back. You know what I mean? So Vegas was on the bat line. But nonetheless, they pulled it out. It wasn't a lock, but we glad we had them. Now, let's get to this Arizona. How about them Cowboys? How about Kyler Murray being 9-0 at Dallas Stadium? Go figure, right? And yeah, this was one of the locks that hit like Tennessee. That 2-pick was nice. And I don't even really think Dallas was any threat of really winning the game, even though they came back at the end. The defense was playing very well for Arizona, and then it just looked like they just was a step quicker. Obviously, Dallas was already in the playoffs. They clinched, so I didn't think that really mattered. I'm sure they didn't want to come out and lose and keep momentum, but Kyler Murray and they was on a losing streak. Wasn't going to lose. Plus, with the 8-0, it was like, is he going to go 9-0? Oh, he sure is. He sure is, Blackface. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Blackface. Yeah, how about them Cowboys? I put my picks up. If you follow me on the gram, you know what I mean? Link below. POPAVIST Mage to you. And, I put my picks up every Sunday. So if you follow on the channel, you won some money and you probably lost a little bit. But you really didn't lose, especially if you bet each 45 games singly. Like I said, we 30-15, so we cleaning right now. But anyway, I put my picks up. He a Cowboy fan and he's a Boston fan. He like, yo, Lee, I see you giving that money away and woo, 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 and I'm like, yeah, I put the picks up. What's up? He like, well, me and how you giving some money away, I want some of that money. I like the Cowboys. I said, all right, well, I like Arizona. I'll take them straight up, too. I don't even want the 6.5. Little $50. Got one in all singles though, for real. And yeah, then after the press, after the game, Dak like, yeah, well, we'll play them anywhere and anyhow. And I still think the Cowboys probably, well, it depends on who they play in the first round. I ain't even gonna say they're gonna win the first round game. Jerry Jones, I know he on life support. Like, please, I just want to. This might be the big one for me. Lydian, like it might be the big one for Jerry Jones. Next game. We had this wrong. We had Carolina was 6.5. It was 7 actually, and I'm glad that they didn't cover because I ended up actually doing Green Bay, Arizona, and New Orleans money line though. 3-pick, yeah, hit 2 4-picks, 1 3-pick, 1 2 pick, and a 7-pick. Nice. And yeah, I mean. The Saints, they got a chance. They got a chance to make the playoffs. Carolina is trash. Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold, whether he on the Jets or whether he's on Carolina. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Last game, well, not last game, but this is another game we had as a lock. And Holly Berry, she didn't play, obviously, but Jared Goff didn't play even. I didn't know that he didn't play because I didn't see it on the injury report too late. And I had made Detroit a lock, so that was a loss for us. And Russ Cook, he did cook. He put up a 50-burger too, 51-29. First, it looked like Detroit was going to come back with that 8.5, and if they would have came back, I would have won some more bread. But they didn't. And Detroit is who we thought they were. They trash. Even though I think they like playing for Dan Campbell. He's a player's coach, if you will. Obviously, he was a tight end. He know what it's like to put his body on the line and play. So I think, players can respect that as opposed to a person that's just talking and X's and O's, but you never actually played the game, especially for football. That's just my opinion, though. But I think they like playing for them. We'll see how it turns out next year. But the season is over for them. They will not be making the playoffs. Last game and final game. Green Bay. Like I said, I had them on the 3-pick. And without Kirk Cousins, do you like that, Kirk Cousins? No, I don't think he liked that at all. He's one of the players that's unvaccinated. I respect his wishes. And he didn't play, and they got spanked 37-10. It was freezing out there. So now Green Bay got the #1 seed. Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, I want to play next week. I don't know if he will play, but he probably will play. And then they'll get the bye. And that all roads lead through Green Bay. Will they lose this year? I mean, I know Eli went up there, you know what I mean, and spank. And right now, for all his greatness, the argument with Aaron Rodgers is you still only got one bling blow. Now, I know that's a lot more than a lot of other players, but you really great. I mean, right now, that'd be the same thing Patrick Mahomes. If he never win any more Super Bowls, like you great, you had all this great talent, but you only got one bling blow. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, Green Bay, all roads lead through Green Bay. I was saying make that a bonus lock. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And then Monday Night Football, like I said, let me go to that game real quick. Oh, shit. Cleveland scored. It's 14-26 right now, but the game is over. 10 seconds left. They're going down the ball. And we should have took Pittsburgh 1 pick tonight, but instead we only just did a little light. After winning, it's hard to win back-to-back. Plus, I ain't do no studying today. And the rules is if you don't study, then you shouldn't bet. But I just took a little light Utah. Utah Jazz came through for me. So, got a little light chicken dinners. Yeah, kid. And that's that. Let's get to the power rankings real quick. I mean, just real quick. Because last week we didn't really do the power rankings. Week 17, it ain't no shocker. Green Bay is the #1 team. They got the #1 seed. They the #1 team. All roads lead through Tennessee. Green Bay. #2, yeah, Tennessee. Even though they beat Miami, and Miami is really not nothing to brag about. They're gonna get Derrick Henry back. They're gonna have Julio Jones back. They should have their whole team back when the playoffs start. And I'm giving Mike Vrabel. I like him as a coach. He also was a champion with New England. He got that DNA, so he just building, shaping, and molding that Tennessee culture. All they gotta do is beat the Houston Texans next week, and they will have the #1 seed. I think they will beat them next week. They will have the #1 seed. They my #2 team. Even though they struggled, Tampa Bay, that is, I got them as #3. They still got the GOAT. And even when you have antics like an Antonio Brown doing the most, business is booming, still find a way to steady the troops, go right down the field, and win. And then they got that championship DNA now. Plus, by the playoff time, they should have a lot of their defensive players back, even Godwin, and even maybe Leonard Fournette. 4th, I got Arizona just because Connor will be back. The defense is looking good. Yeah, they lost J.J. Watt. They lost some games in the NFL. It's hard to win in the NFL. And every week when you smashing your body against another human being, you're going to take some L's. You're going to take some lumps and you're going to take some bruises. Then with COVID and all that, they're just popping players in and out. It's hard to keep that continuity and stay rolling. But I think Kyler Murray is the X factor. And nobody ain't going to want to play them. So I got them #4. You know what I mean? And then I got the Rams. Matt Stafford, he got hella weapons. He got Cooper. He got OBJ. He got the other tight end. And then they got my guy, Sony Michel, that was on the Patriots, champion. They know what it's like to win. And I like Sean McVay. Rounding out, even though they lost to Cincinnati, I got Kansas City. Teams ain't going to really still want to play them. I got Cincinnati, #7. Got Buffalo and New England rounding out #9. How you do this week, what your bookie do, who they told you to bet on, who you bet on. If you ain't rocking with the channel, then you missing out. You was just tuned in. POPAVIST TV, that's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here, one more game. Yeah, kid.